Hi everyone, welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I'm Sue and I am in the greenhouse. Not too bad today. Most of the summer it's pretty unbearable to be in here. I do have a shade cloth on here. It helps protect some of the direct sunshine rays from heating this thing up. There's venting in the front here. The back window I haven't taken off yet, but I probably will. But what I have done is I have a whole tray of brassicas, fall planting. So these were planted by seed in very early July. May have been the end of June, I'm not sure. Anyway, very early July. They have been growing inside down in my grow room. And for the last week, I've been taking them outside for a little bit and back in and out, exposing them to the sun so they get a little acclimated and they aren't going to scorch with the direct rays of the sun. So I brought them into the greenhouse and they're going to stay in here for a few more days, get a little bit more acclimated. Not going to be taking them in or out. The next few days I think are supposed to be on the cooler side, meaning just into the 70s and probably maybe 60s at night. So I'm going to go out to the brassica bed. I haven't been paying too much attention to it in the last couple weeks or so. I put a link up here in the corner on one of my last brassica harvest videos, and been paying more attention to harvesting tomatoes and beans and cucumbers and peppers. But let's go out there and see what I got to do in order to clean that bed up and get ready to plant these. Okay, here's the brassica bed. I don't think I need the netting on it. But a lot of these plants down here, well, all of these plants have to be taken up. But what I did find when I first popped into here, and if you can see here, I have a lot of heads of broccoli. Now these are just from the side shoots. Let me get you a little bit closer. Look at this, isn't that gorgeous? That's almost a full-size head of broccoli. Very good. And this, I took a number off. A couple little ones here. I've taken a number of them off. See how many I have already? That's quite a beautiful crop. And a lone pepper. So, but there's more on here. All of these brassicas in here, all these broccolis have side shoots that are going to give me some nice tender mini heads of broccoli. What I think I will do is I'm going to take the leaves off of this, maybe not the stalks, and just lay them down on the ground to compost in place and plant my little seedlings in amongst all of these leaves. It will help save the evaporation of the water, and it will cut down on any weed growth that may want to happen. I'm going to have a nice little secondary harvest of broccoli here. I'm going to have to look up this variety of broccoli because it has produced an excellent amount of side shoots. Okay, cleaned out. Now, I did just mention that I thought I was going to leave the leaves down here. Second thoughts, I pulled them all out, or I'm in the process of pulling out all of the stalks and roots and the leaves too, because I thought that if I had any cabbage moth butterfly eggs or larvae or anything else that feeds on brassicas, it may have been, you know, on the leaves. This leaf in particular has a couple holes here. Maybe I don't want to leave that in my soil for my new seedlings that are going into the bed. So I'm going to totally strip this down. I have a few more things here. I've got a couple roots balls to pull up, and I will amend this with some compost and probably some nitrogen. That'll help the leafy part. You know, the leaves love the nitrogen. And then I will, in probably about 4 days, get this all planted out with my new crop of brassicas. Now, I do have a few more than, well, will fit in here, and I have another bed earmarked for that. That's over in the main garden. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. That is already, I think that was where my onions were. So I am going to amend that to the same way I am doing this, and get ready to plant the entire tray of brassicas. So just a quick little video here on getting a fall garden planted, and this time I left my brassicas in until the next ones are going to go into the garden. I really haven't done that before. Once my heads were picked, and then I picked a few side shoots in the coming weeks and stuff. This one I just forgot about and just thought, well, I'm just going to leave it. It was under the row cover, the insect netting, and it was just fine. Just the way it was. And I did look a few times. I got a few harvests of these luscious side shoots off of it. And glad I waited. And I think next year I will too. I'll put the name down here of those that were so prolific, and maybe they'll help you if you decide to let your brassicas go until you harvest your fall crop. I hope you're going to have a fall crop. Might be a little bit too late, but there are other things you can plant also for fall crops. My last video had a couple tips on that. So I wanted to take you around for just the end here of this video and show you some of the prolific plants that I have going on now this time of year. So let's go. This is a pepper, and this is a Sugar Rush Peach. I planted, I think there's 3 plants here. This is just crazy loaded with so many of these. I did a video last year on making hot sauce with this. It is wonderful. So good. Right next door, I've been picking jalapenos. I've picked quite a number already, and the last ones here are earmarked for salsa and for drying. Here are more peppers here. These are sweet peppers, all of these in this batch here. I have some very large, I think those are California Wonder, or they're King of the North. I don't know which one. And these here in the foreground are lunchbox peppers. And of course I have a massive Mexican sunflower, or a Tiflonia. And this one here is, oh gosh, that has to be 10 feet tall. And of course, the butterflies love it, the bees. It gives them extra nectar this time of year as we are kind of coming to the end of harvest season. The cucumbers have done wonderfully well this year. You can see they're suffering now. They're getting past their prime. And this week I think I'm going to come and pull most of them up. I see one here that I probably ought to pick now, because if I don't, I'm going to forget about it. Got another small one there. I'll leave. These were all the pickling cucumbers. I think they're done. I've had more than enough cucumbers for all the pickling needs. Here's another Juliet tomato on this side. Most of my tomatoes are ripening. They are finishing out their season. You can tell with the yellowing of their leaves. I did try and put in another crop of beans. These are a yellow wax bean. I have to put these cages on them when they first germinate, because something likes to eat them as they first come up. But we might get something off of this. I will wait and see. And here's another row of tomatoes with some green ones still yet to ripen. And of course I'm cutting the blossoms off, so it gives those a full chance to ripen. These are my Candylands. These are a wonderful little treat in the garden. Every time I come out, I pick them and eat them. Here is my arbor of Trail of Tears beans, and you can see the pods are turning color, which means they are ripening fully. I do have a lot of green ones still here, but they will turn to this luscious burgundy kind of a purple color. But the yellowing on the leaves signifies that the plant is satisfied with the number of seeds that it's going to produce. And I'm happy with that too. Just a few thoughts on my garden, this year's garden. I felt that it started a little late this year, and it seems to be wrapping up a little bit late. In past years, my tomatoes would stretch on into September. I do have the cherry tomatoes and the grape tomatoes, and they're going to go until it frosts them out. But my other paste tomatoes, thinking about it, didn't have such a great year this year. But my celebrities and my jet stars, my Hungarian hearts, they did super well, and I'm happy with the crop that I got. But they seem to be wrapping up very quickly. And of course, I was totally surprised by what I had in my garden waiting for me, and all I thought I was going to do was dig up my brassica bed to get it ready for this tray of brassicas. But surprise, delightful surprise. Anyway, so I'm going to leave you on this video with a few shots of my my volunteers that are doing even better than those things that I planted on purpose. So thanks for coming along with me on this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Click that notification bell and you will be notified when I put up the next video. And also stay tuned for Tips on Tuesday, which will be coming up in a couple days. So until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye now.